So, update on my workout routine. I canceled my high-end gym membership for a gym membership at a boxing gym. And recently I just figured out they actually have a small home gym in the back. And this is going to be very interesting. So, I've been working out in an AC or air controlled. Hey everybody. And I'm about to work out in my new gym, the boxing gym, which has a home gym in the back. And compared to the AC controlled, like huge gym with a bunch of equipment and everything, this this like room is not AC controlled. In fact, it's already hot in here. And every single piece of equipment is at least 30 years old. So it's going to be very interesting. I am training for boxing and I'm training to get a little bit stronger and more endurance. Endurance is going to be crucial. But it's musky in here. I love it. But something else I love is the fact there's not music blaring in the background. So that's cool. But anyway, let's get to work. Something else that I love is the fact that this place does not have any rubber plates or any like rubberized plates. Everything in here is pure metal. And I have been able to bench two 45-pound plates at the regular gym, but I struggled to pick up a metal 35-pound plate. So there's a big difference between metal and rubber plates. And this is going to be very interesting. Also, this gym is very strict. I do have a few personal trainers, and I'm going to get my ass kicked trying to train here, and I love it. I love that. So, awesome. So this is going to be difficult. So in metal weights, this is equal to 25 pounds on each side, and this shouldn't be an issue for me. But let's see how difficult it is with actual metal weights. Yeah, that's a lot tougher. It's mainly tougher because this does not adjust. This is exactly as it is. Same thing with the length up here. And also controlling metal weights feels a lot different than controlling rubberized weights that are precise and perfect. These, I don't think these are exactly precise with how much they weigh, which is great. All right, set 2 of 3. I think we did 12 before. So now I'm gonna try to do 8 and then another 8. hopefully without that much rest.
You can also do it like this, but this feels so weird.
I don't know, there's something very cathartic about lifting weights in a weight room that does not have AC or primary AC and is using strictly metal weights. I will say the old gym felt better to work out in, but I feel like in this little section back here, I could probably get an actual workout done without any distractions. And that is the biggest point for me. Also, this place is open 24/7 just like the other gym, yet I find it more relaxing to work out here, even if it is definitely harder. I'm already sweating. Not once did I ever sweat in the other gym, not once. So, all right, let's do set 3, which is 8. Another thing is, I actually feel it in my chest. I don't know what it is, but the imperfections in this setup are making me actually activate more of my muscles. So with an adjustable seat, I can adjust it to the finite details. With this, I'm having to enhance my back, actually engage my back. I'm having to engage my chest more, and I'm having to engage my neck because this isn't long enough. So I feel like I'm actually activating more muscles using this than the one at the gym. Is that strange? I love it. Let's try this. Even that's harder. That's hilarious. That is definitely harder than the gym I used to go to. That is, whew, that's definitely harder. All right, set 2, we did 11, now let's do that stack. see just how terrible this is going to be. That's giving me a major pump. Like, that is giving me a major pump. I love that. I love that so much. All right, we're going to take a minute rest, and we're going for set 3, which is going to be another 8. I'm sweating. I love that. We are going to lower it a little bit. All right, another set. Yeah, 8 slow movements controlled. And that was awesome. I already love this place. Also, I think another reason I love this place is the fact that my dad used to work out in his shed, and back then there wasn't any AC, there wasn't any adjustable weights, there wasn't any rubber. We didn't even have like weights. So he would take sheets of metal, weld them together, and then cut them in a circle and try to make them as even as possible and as much of the same weight as possible. And he would find like metal bars ripped off from other objects, and he made himself a like barbell, or he would make himself equipment, and he'd work out in the shed. I think he only had like 5 or 6 pieces of equipment, and that's all he had. He didn't upgrade. And he would constantly go to a shed and he would work out in the heat. And it was like over 100 degrees in that shed. He did not complain. He did not say, "Oh, it's so hot, I can't work out." He would stay there for 30 or 40 minutes and he would pump iron. And the reason he did that was he used to train mixed martial arts, and he just really wanted to stay big. He really wanted to stay powerful. And he would work out, and I would always just look at him and say, "I'm never going to need to gain muscle like that. I'm going to be a gamer for the rest of my life." And lo and behold, I barely play games anymore. And lo and behold, most of my workload is using my physical prowess. So you know what? I totally see what my dad was trying to keep when now keep in mind, at this time, he was probably 58, maybe 52 at the time. And when he passed away, he was almost 70. And he was big. Like, he was really big in his 60s and like 50s, like really big. He had arms the size of tree trunks. He could pick up heavy things all the time. And the strangest thing was, I always wanted to be like my father. I always wanted to be a nuclear physicist. I always wanted to be like good at farm work. I always wanted to drink coffee. I always wanted to become intelligent. However, I never wanted his physique up until I turned, I would say 22, and he got sick. Once I turned 22 and then he started to get sick and couldn't use his body as well as he used to, I became strong just so I could help him out. And now I'm strong because I want to help myself, not anyone else. I want to help myself. So working out in this like gym in the back with all these metal weights, all these rustic tools and equipment, it reminds me of my dad going out, working out in his shed and pumping out iron till he could not pump iron anymore with his own makeshift tools. And working out in an AC controlled gym, working out in a gym with a bunch of people on their phones. I'm on my phone, but working out with a bunch of people on their phones, working out with a bunch of people just talking and not actually focusing on the workout is distracting for me. Yes, I am a small YouTuber. Yes, I do create content, but when I do actually start the workout, I don't stop till I can't do it anymore. But it's just a short memory that has been unlocked from working back here. But now we're going to get back to working out. So the rest of the video is just going to be workouts. Enjoy. All right, now we're going to do a set on this machine. Again, 3 sets. We're going to do 12, 8, and 8. And these are metal weights right here. And we're going to load them up. Oh my goodness. This is a 25-pound weight right here. It doesn't even look like 25 pounds, but this is 25 pounds. It weighs a ton. That thing is heavy. Aside from my weights at home, this is the first time I've actually worked out with true metal weights at a gym. And honestly, the feeling is incomprehensible. Oh, good Lord. This is heavy. I cannot tell you how different it feels to work out with massive metal plates. Like at the other gym, that much weight would feel completely different. Heck, I can bench 2 45-pound plates plus the 45-pound bar at the other gym. And while it is difficult, I can do, at my current physique, I can do 8 reps. That over there is less than 2 45-pound plates, but that over there was difficult. The unevenness of all the weight, the unevenness of the bar, the difference in just the placement of my legs and back, it feels like I'm activating more of my body using that than I have ever done before. Just doing this workout. Again, none of these plates are exactly like perfect in weight. They're not precise. And I don't know if it's just a mental effect or something, but it genuinely feels like they are just over 45 pounds. Now I think this is about 65 pounds on each side right now, but it feels different. Heck, the 45-pound plates look massive compared to the ones at my other gym or the other gym. Like I'm perspirating sweat like crazy. Not a single time have I ever strained or sweated unless I was going extremely heavy in the other gym. And the funny thing is, everyone who goes to this boxing gym is leagues above me in terms of finesse and strength. I'm at the bottom of the barrel. For reference, in my other gym, I was actually getting to be the same strength as some of the like big guys, like really big guys. Not the ones on, the substance, but some of the natural big guys. I was just as strong as them. Here, I'm the bottom of the barrel. I'm the weakest of the weak. And I'm going to see if I can climb up the ranks a little bit and do my best to get better. Don't know why I decided to take up boxing, but it's given me a hobby, and I genuinely love it. I don't care if I'm the best of the best, but I do want to improve a little bit. We're going to do 10. Oh my God. Whew. That was awesome. That was really awesome. All right, now we're going over to this thing right here. And again, this is just two 45-pound plates. Should be super easy for me. So let's see if it actually is super easy for me. I'm winded after that. That was just 8 reps, and I'm winded. Again, metal that jiggles when it's like being lowered and raised. Again, I had to engage my entire body there. Number one, there isn't quite as many safety rings. There isn't a safety bar here, even though I can install one. And it felt like I had to actually, like when I was doing the downward motion, it felt like I had to plant my feet properly and squat like that. And then when I was getting up, the rack isn't right here. In the other gym, the rack is right here. So you just squat up and then you re-rack it. With this, I have to squat up, I have to lean back, meaning I have to like do something like this maybe, and I have to use my back muscles to move it and then re-rack it from a back angle. That is completely different than having to re-rack it from a standing position. But for 8 reps with 2 45-pound like metal plates that feel entirely different, I think I did all right. Let's do 5 more. Okay. That right there is kick-ass. I love that. It makes me want to squat more just because of how like tough that is. Holy. I love this gym already. Look at that. Like, I haven't even worked out arms and I got a small pump. See how many I can do. That's hard. That is really hard. All right, so we're gonna finish up with some bicep exercises, and then I'm gonna see about doing a set of push-ups, and then that will be it for this session at this gym. That's my line. So normally, I always do everything in perfect lighting and whatnot, but today, the lighting isn't too great. There's shadows everywhere, but I'm proud of myself. This is the hardest I've ever worked out, and probably the most uncomfortable conditions, but I absolutely love it. This is also the first time I've ever sweated this profusely during a workout. And I went just as hard as I do at my other gym. But there's a reason I'm going to be using this gym more often, and this is one of the reasons. Like, bad lighting, even my bad arm has a mild pump. You can see even the forearm is pretty good. And I did a little bit of chest, but I didn't do a lot of chest today. I did a little bit of arms, but I didn't do a lot of arms. And I did a little bit of back. So we're going to do one more set of, like, what are they called? Sit-ups. And then we are going to call this quits. So yeah, this is going to be a tough challenge, and this is going to be a tough adventure, but I think I'm up for it. We'll see.